Hey everybody, I'm Bender, this is Rowdy, and I can't wait to show you our brand new Motobilt Gladiator cage. Well, we're here with Rowdy, our Gladiator. This is a 23 JT Gladiator here at Motobilt. We've done a lot of things to help with performance. We've upgraded the suspension, we've gone through the motor and the drivetrain, axles, all kinds of things. But now, most importantly, is the cage. This thing will significantly improve the safety of the rig as well as rigidity. The cool part about it still works with all the OEM stuff like your seat belts, your seats, the roof, the soft top, all that stuff. So we can get a little more in depth with the thing. Why don't you check this thing out? All right, now you've decided to replace the stock OEM cage in your Gladiator. Calling it a cage and a Gladiator, the OEM stuff is pretty much just stock body metal. There's not a lot to it. It's pretty much a place to hold your stereo and maybe your visors. This thing's been engineered to take a hard hit, some multiple rollovers for the stuff that you're gonna see kind of every day out on a challenging trail. The thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need a buddy. You're gonna need some normal hand tools, a grinder, a drill. There's nothing real special there, but it is pretty labor intensive. You gotta pull all the interior out. You're gonna have to fit this cage. That means putting the doors and the top off and on a few times, the windshield back and forth. So you're gonna need some help. And for the final fit, you're gonna need a pretty damn good welder. I would search out somebody who's certified because no matter how well you engineer this thing, the welds are gonna be the most important part. But honestly, it takes about, we can do it 2 days here in the shop, but we say about 40 hours of time, and that's if you're humping. So it's a pretty in-depth project, but nothing you can't handle. All right, now you've received your Motobilt cage. Now it's about cage prep. When you get this thing, it's going to be flat. It's coming on a pallet. The cool part about it, everything's numbered. It's laser etched. Every cope, every notch, everything is done for you, and it kind of fits together like a jigsaw puzzle. The cage prep itself is just cleaning the ends of the tubes, making sure there's no grease or mill scale or anything on that. And we have a super detailed set of instructions. It's about 65 pages long, and it goes through every single step of this thing. How to mount your cage plates, where to weld everything in. And then, most importantly, how to tack it, square it, and make sure everything is true. Once you do that, it's super easy to remove, to weld. It's also easy to install. It takes about 10 minutes to remove and install the thing. So, if you want to paint it or powder coat it, you're gonna like that this thing is easily removable. Now you've got your cage installed, it's all welded out, everything's good to go, and you really want to kick it up a notch, now it's time to do a B-pillar chop. The B-pillar sits right behind your head. You cut that thing out. We have brackets to make it removable, so you can put all your hard doors and all that stuff on. But man, it makes it look so smooth when your half doors are on and all that's gone and all you see is that beautiful cage right there. That's one thing that's going to kick your build up like 2 or 3 notches. So once we do half doors, you want to get that really cool, old school commando look, real nice and smooth. We're going to want to get rid of this B-pillar when you put the cage in. And we've got just the thing for that. This works with our JT and our JL. This is our B-pillar chop kit. And what we're going to do is we're going to mark this out. We're going to cut this off, and there's brackets to bolt this thing back in so you can still use the stock doors, best top surrounds, any kind of top on the market. This thing will go back in, and all you'll see is one little slit right there. This thing's pretty trick. So this is our Motobilt JT, JL, JLU B-pillar chop kit. And what sets our kit apart from others on the market is a bolt in the back and a bolt in the top. I think we may have covered that before. What's really cool is that it's bent. It's not just a flat chop. Kind of looks ugly. This thing follows the doors. So what we do, another thing we incorporated this, you snap this off, and this is now your guide for drawing the lines. Pretty cool. So what we'll do is we'll mark the doors and then we'll take these things off. All right, now that we got it all marked out, Now it's time to cut. And what I've learned after doing a few of these is that Sawzall blades aren't going to cut it. He just laughs at it. There's a hardened steel inner structure in this thing, and it'll just eat those Sawzall blades. So what we use is a thin zip cutting wheel, and we'll come at this a couple different directions. And once I get this off, I can show you that inside piece. Now through movie magic, we're back. We've got the B-pillar cut off. You can see a shot of this. It's not pretty. It's just an ugly cut on that thing. Cool part is we're going to weld it all together, so it really doesn't matter. Next step, after you've got that cut off, we're going to do this little plate on the bottom. So that's after we put our cage in and we can align this B-pillar top. So what we want to do is get our doors in, make sure that's all good. I already have this plate tacked in, so this got a little premature, but I want to make sure that this thing is lined up. All the way along the doors, everything's nice and smooth. We've got this nice transition through here. What we're going to do, we're going to tack that thing together, as you can see, all the way along. Take your time. It's not that big a deal. About 4,000 more of those and we'll be done. Now that we got the lower B-pillar section of our chop done, now it's the arguably the harder section, this upper. Now, just to be sure, the B-pillar chop only if you have an aftermarket cage. It ties into our cage because the seat belt, the factory seat belt, ties to this upper B-pillar. We do have provisions on the cage to do that, so just be aware this is only if you have a aftermarket cage. To do this upper section to get lined up, we're going to install our full doors so we can get this reveal nice and even to get that fore and aft. We're also looking forward, it's nice and smooth here, and if you can look down the side of this thing, this in and out distance. So our doors are helping us to align this thing. We'll grind it, we'll fit it. It's going to be a lot of just opening and closing. But once you do, we can throw a tack there, a couple on the back side, pull it out, weld it up. Nobody will ever know. Now that we got the B-pillar chop all done, you can see it's all welded together. In this case, we wrapped it, but the bodywork's done. Look at that body line. How awesome is that? Absolutely smooth, and when you do the chop, it just so happens to fit the inner plastic, the OEM plastic, uncut, gives it that really nice finished look. All right, we showed you how to fit those bottom plates and some of the back plates on this B-pillar chop. And as you can see, as we tack weld our way around that thing, we just smooth it out with the grinder. You can smooth it out with that roll-lock pad, but then you can start to add your stuff like Bondo or body work on that thing, wrap it, color match it to what you have so it truly looks seamless when you put that thing back together again. As you can see, with our rig, it was wrapped. So we cut the wrap and just did a little cap on that thing, but it looks seamless. The upper B-pillar is also wrapped on ours, but as you can see, you can easily color match that to the original paint. But when it goes back together, there's only that one little 1-inch seam between the doors, so it's almost unnoticeable until you remove that B-pillar chop, and then it's unlimited amounts of cool. All right, a quick overview of our Motobilt JT cage. The main tubes are 2-inch 120 wall tube, DOM, 1 3/4 for all the gussets. It includes all provisions for the OEM seat belts, the satellite radio, dome light, again, cross bracing. Unlike some other manufacturers, the cross bracing's an additional charge. With our kit, everything's included, including the handholds and such. Rearview mirror brackets. It facilitates using the hard top, soft top. They all work. It's easily removable for your paint and powder coat. And some of the other cool functions, let's go inside and take a look. Right now, the few of the things that we've engineered into this cage, one, you'll notice the bent cross bracing here. That's for trying to get a little more room for legs on the ingress and egress. What you can't see is behind the seats, and even the fold down function still works with the cage, is all the OEM plastic still fits in here to work with your sub box, all your package tray. There is a seatbelt bar hidden in behind this that you install also. So if you do aftermarket seats like that, you do have provisions for a seatbelt bar. And here you can see the clever. So this is where the cage comes out. But again, fold down, fold up. I'm 6'2", so as you know, a back seat of a Gladiator, really small. But I'm still sitting here, plenty of headroom. Again, these are OEM seats. So even though the back seat is small, there's still a lot of room back here. All right, now we're up into the driver's compartment of this thing. The B pillar, as you can see, it has provisions for all the freedom panels and your hardtop stuff, and also the satellite and radio. It has a kind of a trick Baja Designs interior light. It has provisions for the OEM rear view mirror, and we have a really cool little bracket here if you want to add some switches and some other things. It does come with all the bracing again. A lot of people ask, because they know there's not a lot of room inside a Gladiator, but again, I'm 6'2". These are the OEM seats. Look at that, lots of headroom. Again, super safe. Another cool part about this cage is how easy it is to take it out and reinstall. What we do is use, like on the A pillar, it's a big plate that welds to the superstructure of the dash. On the B pillar, it's sandwich plates, and then on the C pillar, we use a combination of both. Big welding plates, and they also bolt into the floor right above the seatbelt mount. All right, I'll be honest, it may seem a little overwhelming to cut the whole roof off of your Jeep, but I'll tell you what, you and a buddy, maybe two buddies, a long weekend, and you can have the ultimate upgrade for your JT. Now that you've seen all the cool stuff that we've done to Rowdy to take it to the next level, it'll soon be available for you to take your Jeep to the next level at Motobilt.com.